Hello and welcome to our program. Our guest today is someone special, someone who has shown to the world that a value-based practice of medicine is the best form of worship at the altar of life. Extremely humble beginnings, an amazing capacity to work really very hard, and a wonderful childlike love for life have made him a role model for many. Please welcome the much loved, much respected and world-renowned Dr. K.H.Sancheti. So welcome to our program.
Thank you.
So you have been awarded with the Padma Shri first, the Padma
Yes.
Vibhushan, and now finally the Padma Vibhushan.
Ji.
Heartiest congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Before we discuss your feelings on receiving this honor,
Yes.
let's take a little look at the ceremony.
Sure, sure.
Padma Vibhushan, Dr. Kantilal Hastimal Sancheti, Orthopaedics.
Best moment in my life which I ever could imagine, and that has come true, is really contentment which has given me for all my work from my life, right from my childhood. Amazing experience I had.
Success क्या है आपके लिए?
Success मेरे लिए is a sense of achievement, a sense of attempt. I enjoy success in two ways. Ability to attempt gives me immense success, and the result of attempt is another one. If when I am trying anything, everything, whatever I try, if I don't get success, I am not worried because I already got the pleasure of attempt. And that's my definition of success. People forget the pleasure of attempt, and they only look at the top. But walking pleasure to that is so pleasant, so energetic, and if you enjoy it with full faith in you, faith in God, and faith in your ability, I am bound, I can say that success also you get it, which is a bonus of pleasure of success, I will call it. I will call it bonus rather than real success.
Wonderful.
I give a lot of importance to the attempt of success, which is very pleasureful.
So during the course of taking this journey towards success,
जी,
आपने faith की बात की.
जी,
And you know जब मुश्किल आती है,
जी,
problems आती हैं,
जी,
faith is the first thing which goes into the dustbin.
जी.
आपने अपनी faith कैसे sustain करी?
फेथ ऐसे सस्टेन की कि मैं थोड़े बचपन की बात बताऊंगा. माय फादर हैड ए फूड ग्रेन शॉप,
Okay.
and I was selling rice, wheat in that small 10 by 10 food grain shop, and when I was giving it to the customer, it was by chance, the balance was this way and I was giving. My father was standing next to me, he slapped on my hand. Wait, give 4 more, put it some more, let the balance come in the center, and then I gave it, and then he told me, because of customer, I am able to give you food, I am able to give you education, and that 2 words and that slap on the hand, I still remember, and that faith has gave me the purity of life, the purity of work, and the honesty which I did throughout my career so far. My father did not leave any money for me because he was very poor. But this culture which he gave me is more than crores and 1,000 crores of rupees, which I am cherishing throughout my life. That has created faith in my work, faith in God, and faith everything around.
In life, I think
In life,
in every
yes.
little thing you take faith.
Yes, yes. Another thing, an ordinary boy like me who secured 46% marks in SSC could become a doctor, and that too a successful doctor. All again goes to the faith. A very strong ability to work was another virtue which I inherited from my mother. She was very hard-working lady. She was running the shop, looking after us, keeping the account in the night, and then in the night also, that time powder sugar was expensive than real sugar. She will crush it by hand and sell it, and that hard work which I got from my mother and honesty which I got from my father created a faith in me about the life.
So you very honestly and candidly said, about your marks in SSC,
Yes.
that you got in your 40s.
Yes.
And today, when we look at the education system, the stress is only on academics.
Yes, yes.
And you have turned this on its head, saying
Yes.
there are different values.
Yes, yes.
So tell us a bit about that.
The present system of evaluation, because of the big number, has turned from subjective into objective. And that have created this kind of a gap of entrepreneurship and other aspect. Well, boys have to work hard, get the marks, get the admission, and then the real journey starts. In that journey, people forget that along with science, the art is required, and that is entrepreneurship. I say entrepreneurship is ability to take risk. My definition of entrepreneurship is ability to take risk, which I take every walk of life. In my whole life, I took a lot of risk with support of hard work, support of dedication, honesty, and my all risks have turned to be positive. And even today, if you want me to do anything right from beginning, right from becoming a house surgeon in a medical college, I would do that with that interest and that kind of passion because of entrepreneurship.
आजकल इतनी कमर्शलाइजेशन हो गई है, वो कहते हैं ना नीड बेस्ड ट्रीटमेंट नहीं ग्रीड बेस्ड हो जाती है।
जी।
तो इसके बारे में
मैं आपको बताऊंगा, जब मैं 10th स्टैंडर्ड में था, I had a typhoid fever. One my family doctor, late Dr. V.R. Soman, used to come to our house, treat me, and when I looking at him, I thought I should also become a doctor.
Okay.
And I spoke to him. My father had no money to support me, but when Dr. Soman told to my father, नहीं कांति को डॉक्टर ही बनाएंगे, और my father listened to him. So that was the position of the family physician, who was the very important figure of the family, who had participated in important decision, and that much love and respect he used to enjoy in the past. But today, unfortunately, we doctors have lost it. If you go to any doctor, the patient is not sure whether he has given a right advice or not. He will go to another doctor for second opinion. He will search on internet, and then he will decide क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है. Why this situation? Because there is a commercialization in our medical field which was not there in the past. There are so many factors. It's a very big issue. But at the same time, we doctors, if we look after our patients with full honesty, full dedication, full confidence. I had couple of failures in my practice, in my certain patients, but I used to go to the patient and tell them, ये मेरे हाथ से ये ऐसा हो गया है, ये इसलिए मैं जिम्मेदार हूँ. तो पेशेंट मेरे को बोलते थे, नहीं डॉक्टर साहब, ये तो भगवान का था, ये आप चिंता मत करिए. That was the love and attachment between me and my patient, and today the Consumer Protection Act. See the difference. All that loss of faith which are there amongst the medical people, we are the first person that we have started. It is our duty to restore it back, and it is possible. It is not impossible. Even though the scenario has changed, the type of practice has been changed, the corporate world has entered into the medical field. In olden days, only trust hospitals and missionary hospitals were giving the medical service. But today the need is so big that unless and until corporate people come in, it cannot be. Even today, that even hundreds of corporate hospitals coming in are still less. That much is the need. So this change in the scenario has brought certain other aspect in the medical field, no doubt. But yet it is possible to practice honestly, dedicatedly, and give justice to our patient, and that will ultimately will reach you to the success and pleasure in life.
So sometimes one wonders, the corporate hospitals, corporations, then there are the insurance companies,
जी.
there's big amount of money,
जी.
and उनमें कहीं जो वो पेशेंट है,
हाँ जी,
वो तो बेचारा घूम ही जाता है.
घूम ही जाता है, घूम ही जाता है.
तो वो फेथ, वो ट्रस्ट, वो सब कुछ मेडिकल प्रोफेशन में लाने के लिए
जी,
तो कहाँ हमें बदलाव लाने चाहिए?
बदलाव सबसे पहले हम खुद में लाना चाहिए. नंबर 1, हम बहुत सारे ऐसे हॉस्पिटल्स हैं कि उनके पेशेंट के लिए एक चार्जेस, इंश्योरेंस कंपनी के लिए अलग चार्जेस वगैरह वगैरह रहते हैं. दूसरा, द मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट हैज बिकम एक्सपेंसिव देन व्हाट इट वाज इन द पास्ट because of the various equipments, various tests, all that have added to the cost, and patient has to bear with it. Sometimes it is beyond the capacity of the patient to pay all that, even very natural, routine, appropriate bill. Then who will come to your rescue? Insurance company. Therefore, I always recommend nowadays for everybody to go to insurance company, register yourself when you are healthy, and pay the premium. The premium which will pay throughout your life, for example, would be ultimately much less than one big illness if you had.
True.
And what money you have to pay that time.
True.
And that's what is...
It can ruin families actually,
yes,
medical expenses.
Yes. Therefore, as the medical treatment is getting expensive and expensive, drugs are becoming expensive, investigations are becoming expensive, our doctors' fees are becoming expensive. Therefore, insurance would be a good idea to have the support for a middle class family, otherwise very difficult for them to bear the cost.
Dr. Sancheti, when
जी.
we talk of complete treatment for a person, जब
जी.
कोई इंसान आता है
जी.
उसकी या हार्ट में प्रॉब्लम है या
हाँ जी.
घुटने में है,
जी.
तो आजकल स्पेशलाइजेशन इतनी हो गई है कि जो डायग्नोस्टिक और डायग्नोस करने के तरीके हैं
जी.
वो इंसान का नहीं होता, वो इलनेस पे ही फोकस हो जाता है.
Correct.
तो इस बदलाव में आपके कमेंट्स?
Unfortunately, the specialization has grown so much. तो मेरे को लगता है कभी कभी ऐसा ना हो है कि मैं तो लेफ्ट हिप रिप्लेस करने वाला सर्जन हूँ, राइट का नहीं हूँ, राइट का हिप करने वाला अलग रहेगा. ये इसमें एक बात है, we in our initial period of practice should recognize that whatever part of the body we are going to treat is not a single body part separately, is a part of the whole body.
Yes.
So we must have the ability to examine the whole body and then get, you may not be specialized in a kidney diseases, may not be specialized in the heart, but you should be able to find out the problem, whether it is related to heart or related to kidney or related to brain. I can give you certain examples. Certain people had pain around the hip. They went to an orthopedic surgeon who was joint replacement surgeon. He examined and he thought that it is due to only the hip arthritis. They operated on him, the joint was replaced, and yet the pain persisted, and later on when the spine surgeon was consulted, they found the original problem was in the spine, not in the hip.
And his hips were replaced.
Then he underwent the spine surgery, and then he became all right. गौरी जी, इसमें एक बात बहुत important है, we must have the ability to examine the patient in totality. Right? First thing, important, we must become one with the patient. In the first visit, we should get so much close to it, we must not show our superiority, become one to it so that he will able to speak his problems very easily. Sometimes we don't give him chance to talk. I tell to my students, आप सबसे पहला सुनना सीखो. पेशेंट को 10 मिनट 5 मिनट बात करने दो, उनको सब जो उनकी तकलीफ है उनको बोलने दो, आप सुनो and then you start examining him accordingly and then make up your mind and with the help of the investigations do the final diagnosis. Suppose you find कि उसमें कुछ हार्ट का भी प्रॉब्लम लगता है, then refer to cardiologist और उनसे सलाह लीजिए, राह लीजिए and jointly you work together. And then you will not miss a proper diagnosis, and you will treat your patient, you will preserve your faith, and they will start worshipping you as in olden days we all were worshipping doctors.
ये कमर्शियल और फिलैंथ्रोपी का कॉम्बिनेशन,
जी,
इसको कोई जो इस नोबल प्रोफेशन में है कैसे इसकी तालमेल रखे?
एक चीज कर सकते हैं
जी.
Corporate hospitals know the ability to run the hospital efficiently, cost effectively, and they have got MBAs and other people. This is on one side. Another side, government. Government has got certain budget for the people, and they have got district hospitals, civil hospitals, but they are not run efficiently, and there are more number of patients than what they can provide. So this dichotomy, if they join together, private corporate hospitals and government hospital, and government tells, come, run this hospital, and this is our budget, and get it done efficiently, then this जो problem है आपने बताया, इसका ये सबसे बड़ा solution रहता है private public partnership. That in medicine is must. There are so many good private corporate companies who are available nowadays. They can join hands with the government, take over the civil hospitals. Maybe certain patients they will be charging. Certain number of patients will be totally free. Certain group of patients would be 50% charges, and good patients who can afford can have normal charges. So that out of that money earned by that corporate hospital, plus support of the government, granting aid to look after the poor. So in under one shelter, under one X-ray, one investigation section, one good theatre, all three kinds of people can be treated, and we can save money there also. So this solution, I think, would be the best in the present era to take care of the middle class and lower class people and give them that effective, good, international standard treatment even for a middle class or a poor class.
So this kind of a caste system in healthcare would go, if
Yes.
the rich get it and the poor
Yes,
don't.
yes. Because reason is there. If a poor patient goes and if you give him a 5-star room in Ashoka, he will be uncomfortable. He needs his environment. So whatever environment he is living, in the hospital, same kind of environment, there is another patient in the room, the attendant of that patient is helping this, their attendant is helping them, because in Maharashtra or in India, there is a chal culture. Community culture.
Yes.
All 10-20 families stay together. And they live so happily, so nicely. They are helping each other so much.
And they heal together also.
They heal together. That kind of atmosphere for a middle and lower class, if you provide in a semi-private ward or a general ward, they would be happy. So this kind of level is essential and appropriate.
And good. At the same time, good medical facilities.
Good medical. No compromise in medicines. For him, inferior quality company. For him, imported quality company. No. As far as the surgical skill is concerned, diagnostic procedure is concerned, medical part of the treatment is concerned, will be the same, whether he is a poor or rich, because human body is same. Whether he is a poor or rich, human body is same. How can we differentiate that? Only the facilities other than medical treatment could be a different.
Dr. Sancheti, friendships पे आप बहुत जोर डालते हैं. आपके जीवन में भी friendships ने बहुत अहम रोल प्ले करे हैं.
जी.
तो ये friendship का जो रिश्ता है, इसके लिए कौन से critical factors होते हैं?
सबसे पहले सच्चा प्यार. यानी जो फ्रेंडशिप हम करते हैं, उसमें मोटिव एक दूसरे का दिल खोलने के अलावा और कुछ होगा, then it's not a सच्ची friendship. I'll give you my example.
जी.
मैं जब को मेरे को एसएससी में 46% मार्क मिले, then I realized कि I can do hard work, but I need somebody's help to guide me. Luckily, मेरे जो मोहल्ले में मैं रहता था पुणे में नारायण पेठ में, उधर दो और मेरे साथ लड़के थे, उनके फादर डॉक्टर थे. वन डॉक्टर अशोक लक्ष्मण कुकड़े and another विजय रघुनाथ कर्णिक. दे दो मित्र मेरे को मिले
जी.
और वो दोनों भी क्लेवर थे, डेडिकेटेड थे, डॉक्टर के बैकग्राउंड के फैमिली के थे. उनसे मैं मिलके हमने तीनों ने डिसाइड किया कि विल स्टडी टुगेदर, एंड हम तीनों सब्जेक्ट बांट करके लेते थे और रात को 9 बजे बैठ के फिर एक दूसरे को प्रोड्यूस करते थे, प्रेजेंट करते थे.
अच्छा.
और हमारी फ्रेंडशिप इतनी डेडिकेटेड थी, इतनी सच्ची थी. तो एट द टाइम ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन वन ऑफ आवर 3 गॉट, डॉक्टर कर्णिक गॉट फीवर. तो उनको both of us sat next to him the whole night, giving him cold packs. We forgot about study, everything, and we look after him. And then next day morning, he could appear for the examination. And मैं बताऊँ आपको, उस time nobody in inter-science, at time हमारे जो inter अभी 12वीं है, उसको inter-science बोलते थे.
जी.
Inter-science में that time nobody used to get first class. Nobody used to get marks above 60%. All three of us got 61% exact marks. हमने कॉपी नहीं की एक दूसरे दो, हर एक का 3 अलग अलग कमरे में नंबर था.
My God.
61% marks. That friend, Karanik, in spite of fever, he appeared for the examination next day. He also got 61%, and 3 of us got admission in medical college.
Okay.
एक चीज बताता हूँ, और एक चीज बताऊँ, सच्चा फ्रेंड की.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
पुणे में एक अच्छा फ्रेंड आपको चाहिए, समझदार चाहिए. इसका एक अनदर एग्जांपल मैं आपको देता हूँ. पुणे में एक डॉक्टर मोटवानी करके आप प्रैक्टिस करते थे. दिस इज द स्टोरी ईयर ऑफ 1965.
Okay.
उसमें he unfortunately died, and Mrs. Motwani wanted to give the hospital to someone to look after. I approached to her because I had no money. I had only 100 rupees in my pocket to print my letterhead. So I could not have my own hospital. I offered my services to her, and she said, how much rent you can give? I said, whatever you choose. He said, can you give 2400? I said, yes. But she said, wait. Dr. Joshi was working with Dr. Motwani. He said, let me ask him first. And if he says no, then I will give you.
Okay.
I came out. I asked my friend, Mr. Kantilal Baldota. He was a businessman. He asked him, I told him I committed 2400 rupees rent. He said, what is the equipment worth? What is the square feet area? And he calculated and said, you can give 5000 rupees rent and it is cheaper.
Okay.
Joshi went to his friend. He asked him, how many money you spend for nurses, how many money for medicine, how many for electricity, and he said the total expenditure is 15,000. Oh, no. It's not a good proposal.
So he said no.
No. And I got it. The friend, I got a right friend in my life to advise me rightly at right moment. That was Mr. Kantilal Baldota, and unfortunately Joshi did not get a right friend. And I got that place.
And that's how you started?
That's how I started my career. So role of a good friend. I tell all the boys, young boys, देखिए आप जब दोस्त सिलेक्ट करते हैं तो अच्छा दोस्त सिलेक्ट करो. वो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है, उसकी कल्चर क्या है, उसकी एटीट्यूड क्या है. डोंट गेट कैरिड अवे बाय अदर थिंग्स. जब हम एजुकेशन लेते हैं तो सबसे बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट चीज अपनी टू अर्न नॉलेज, अर्न बेस qualifications to cash it on throughout the life.
True.
And that time आपको अच्छे मित्र मिल जाएंगे ना तो आपकी लाइफ बन गई.
That has been my experience. Soulmates मिल जाते हैं.
That has been my experience, and that is my love and affection for my friends. And I always tell all the people, please select good friend, make a good friendship, be with him, and your life will be as successful as my life. That's what I tell always tell young people. I got passion to meet young people, and I tell them my stories and explain them and motivate them.
You know, you talk of young people, and you have this beautiful childlike way of looking at everything. You know, the complete honesty, the simplicity, the joy, the love. How do you, over the years, maintain that childlike quality and age so beautifully?
I'm 76 now. I can tell my age. The reason is, there are 2-3 reasons. I kept my niche. My father was also a very humble person, and that I saw from him, and the way in which I had to struggle in my early period has continued my humbleness, and that also later on, one teacher of mine, Dr. Mutalik, told me, you are a humble, but it is good. But this humbleness would be recognized only when you prove your success. If you don't prove success, nobody will pay attention to your humbleness. If you prove yourself successful, as you said, now you look humble. So, another reason to remain humble was desire to grow and make the humbleness prove to be a virtue rather than curse.
So they supported each other. These two values.
Supported each other, number one. Number two, humbleness allows you to approach. How friendly I became, so easy. Why hypocrisy? अरे लोग आपको आपका काम देख के, आपका स्वभाव देख के उसको आपको रिकॉग्नाइज करने वाले ही है. ये एडिशनल बुरखे की जरूरत नहीं है. लोग बड़ा घर करते हैं, ये करते हैं, वो करते हैं. That is not required. What you require is a good heart, pure heart. Talk with everybody with that, from that heart. Another reason, I don't have good mastery on English.
Okay.
Yes.
That's so sweetly put. Okay.
Yes. I decided not to talk through lips, but talk through heart.
I was saying you have mastery of the language of love. What do you need mastery of any other language?
Yes. And if that is there, there is no need of any additional language. In your achievements, if you love your job, if you work it dedicatedly, and love everything for your doing. You asked me about successful aging. Aging is called gerontology.
Yes.
It has got two parts. One is Vaidyak Shastra and Vijnan Shastra. In Vaidyak Shastra, aging and health, and Vijnan Shastra, social and financial aspect. In old age, you must take care of your aging process. How do you take care? By regular exercises. Okay. I get up at 4 o'clock early morning.
Wow.
Absolutely, not 4. Even today, I came from Pune and the flight was early morning. I got up at 4 o'clock, did my exercises. Exercises for the heart, that is aerobic exercises. Exercises for the flexibility, that is yoga. And exercises for the brain, pranayam and meditation. Okay. I do every day.
Okay.
That has kept me simple, humble and approachable, and vigor of work, love for work. That is one aspect. Another, as the aging advances, people start becoming lonely. No, I am on the contrary. When I travel, I will talk to my person who is sitting next to me. When I am in children, I will be with them. I will become mixed with them. I'll ask their plays, what they are playing, what song they are singing. Okay. You know, nowadays, what old people, they start telling young grandchildren, oh, मेरे time मैंने ऐसे किया, वैसे किया, ये हम music करते थे. It's wrong. Don't impose your age with them. Be with their age. If they are listening to one particular pop music, ask who is this person singing? What a good, enjoy it. What a good, nice song you are listening to. So he gets attached to you. Like that, I create kind of a atmosphere around me which is lovable, enjoyable to them, and I create a lot of jokes while talking. Once there was some function, and people introduce. You know, say Dr. Sancheti needs no introduction. So one Hindi who was not talking good Hindi, I just make it a joke that he introduced me कि Dr. Sancheti के बारे में कुछ नहीं कहे तो अच्छा. You know, that kind of a joke. Okay. Or when I am talking to my wife, talking to other people, I'll always create a humor. Humor is one aspect. As the age advances, you must be more humorous. And that's what I try to do. Whenever I meet my children, grandchildren, I don't talk about me. I want to talk about them, create an interest in them, let them enjoy my company rather than my company becoming botheration for them.
So this desire to learn, to know.
Always, always. I still want to learn. I still want to learn. Now I am learning from you how to talk, how to present.
I am now going to learn from you how to sing. You know, you are very fond of classical music.
Yes, yes.
You learn to play the violin.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you love Marathi music, you love Hindi music, you love music.
Correct.
थोड़ा गा के सुनाएंगे?
नहीं, unfortunately मैं गा नहीं सकता हूँ. I learned violin. I have found that one, in your kind of any state of mind, if you listen to your music, it calms down. That is the best way to bring back your stressful mind to a normal mind.
It centers you.
Centered it. And classical music has got more strength than conventional or routine music, what we call
pop music
or other things. Every music is good. I am not against the music or ganas in cinema. I enjoy them also. There are a lot of ganas are also in classical music. But if you learn classical music and then listen to them, Basri, the sur of Basri, when you listen early morning, you go into a trance, and that releases the stresses. That's why I always tell to young people, along with other learnings, additional hobbies, learn music. Try to learn classical music. There is a tremendous khajana in classical music which will give you pleasure and relieve your stress. Therefore, try to learn it. Try to learn it, and keep always desire to learn something new. Learn something new. That will be a good hobby rather than gossiping with somebody, etc., etc. And that was another point I thought I should stress as a part of your answer.
You're talking of hobbies and talking of how to occupy oneself.
Yes.
As a young child,
Yes.
you became skilled in carpentry.
Yes.
And then it is this skill, and you're ambidextrous. You can
Yes.
use both hands.
Yes, I can use both hands. I can make a drawing with both hands. I can operate with both hands.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Even operations.
Yes, operation I can do. When I am operating on the left knee, I use left hand. When operating on the right knee, I use right hand. There is an advantage to me for that. I am a lefty.
Okay.
But in childhood, my mother did not like that I am taking food with the left hand. So she was, when I was eating food with the left hand, she will slap me, say, take with the right hand.
Superstitions. And
Yes,
everything.
superstitions,
Okay,
superstitions.
Okay.
So I started eating with the right hand. She will not allow me to write with the left hand. So I write with the right hand, etc. But any hard work is required. Games, I play with the left hand. But in operation, I use both the hands. And therefore, I was able to do carpentry better. And that skill, when I thought, automatically attracted me towards orthopedics. Orthopedics again is a carpentry. We take a chisel, a hammer, create a hole, align the bones, broken bones, put a plate, put a screw. All that is carpentry.
Yes.
Principles of carpentry.
That's true.
And therefore, I became a good orthopedic surgeon. People like my surgical skill.
It's an engineering skill also.
Yes,
like,
engineering skill.
Yeah.
I learned engineering drawings. I got, my hobby is architectural drawings. I can draw all the architectural drawings, 2D drawings.
Okay.
Yes. Then I wanted to do research for the knee. So I learned engineering drawings, X, Y, Z axis, and all complicated drawings also I can read them. And that is a fun, that's a pleasure. I always feel an orthopedic surgeon is basically a structural engineer.
Okay.
And we must study the engineering aspect and learn the principles of structure taught in the engineering and use them in orthopedics.
So talking of the state of orthopedics,
Yes.
how are we in this country placed in terms of international standards?
May I tell you honestly,
Sir.
we are equal, no way less than any international standard, either in a orthopedics in joint replacement or a cardiology in a angioplasty, stent, or a bypass surgery, or any complicated surgery for the liver, or any gastrointestinal surgery, or any endoscopic surgery, urology, take any branch. We are far ahead, equivalent. On the contrary, I can make one statement. In America, 20% are only top surgeons, 80% are average surgeons.
Okay.
In India, the 80% average surgeons are much better than 80% American surgeons, because we have got inbuilt ability to grasp and reproduce. And that's why, with the help of support by good operation theaters, etc., we have become better. In America, all Indian doctors are choose number one. Why? Because we have two aspects. Number one, we like to work. We work with involvement, and that computer and American people can't give love and affection. When we work with, we know we are treating another human being. So we have got passion for that patient, and that kind of a dialogue with the patient of oneness, which other people can't give. We are the best in the world to give affectionate treatment to our patient, and that's the reason we are no way less now in skill, no way less in the facilities, and that's why there is a kind of a people are coming from, in olden days all big industrialists used to go to America, other countries. Now people are coming from that countries to India, and they call medical tourism.
Yes.
And it's very good I am happy to tell you, we are nowhere less and we are better than other parts in the world.
So in this whole, this thing of being one of the best countries in terms of medical facilities, of producing the best doctors, we have the youngest population. In this whole rush,
जी,
कौन सी चीजें हैं जो हमें 2-3 चीजें याद रखनी है कि हमारा जो एंकरिंग है वो ना खराब हो?
right. Number one, never do any unindicated surgery. Never do any work which your conscience, in simple, which your conscience doesn't allow. Never do any work which will you not do for your brother, sister or your parents. Second. And third, don't keep money as a goal, because it's a profession. It's not a business. I always tell, businessman needs money to grow. A builder needs money to grow, but a doctor needs knowledge to grow, not money. So knowledge, dedication and involvement in your patient are the 3 things. If you remember, you will become successful. Knowledge, you need to keep pace with the other world. I was amazed to see the quality of papers were far superior, I can say, or equal to the American Academy, which is the best, supposed to be the best in the world. That means a rapid growth I am seeing in medical field amongst the new people who are coming in, and I am really happy to see the newer generation which is more knowledgeable. No doubt they have got more competition than what I had, but they are doing it very well.
At the national level or at the country's level,
Yes.
how do we make universal health care or medical care? How do we spread it more equitably?
We have to go to periphery. Everybody at present is concentrating. In India, only there are 200 big cities and 6 lakhs villages. Precisely 5,89,000 are the villages in India. So there is a lot of difference. Gradually, when the corporate people will go to the district places, taluka places, and set up the hospitals there, good education, and when there is a saturation in the city, automatically the people will migrate to the taluka places, district places, and then that facilities, when available there, people from that area will stop coming to metro cities. And people from villages will come there, and gradually over a period of time, if these facilities percolate at a lower level, that will keep uniformity in the medical healthcare services at all over the places. 80%, 70% of the area, if it is covered, it is more than enough.
Dr. Sancheti, we've tried to cover many aspects. I think you're one person we could go on and on speaking with and learn and get inspired from, but we have to take your leave. Thank you so much for coming on our program.
Thank you very much for asking me. And
it's been joyous and inspirational, sir, completely speaking with you.
You must have joy and pleasure. Everything you do, you must do with from the heart, with full involvement, with full joy. Enjoy it, enjoy it. That's what I do. I enjoyed the best of your company. Thank you very much.
For all of us too, sir.
Thank you.